call my own. Yeah, I'm hoping somebody brings me home. Tell me I'm not lost that at sea. Tell me they are listening to me, feeling misplaced. Someone rescue me. Someone rescue me. Someone take me. I'm floating. Someone save me. I'm drifting between two different things. Yeah, I'm thinking too much, I'm bursting at the seams. Tell me I'm not lost at sea. Tell me they are listening to me, feeling misplaced. Someone rescue me. Someone rescue me. Someone take me. I'm floating. Someone save me. I'm floating. I'm floating.
All right. The wait is over, baby!
Distance nerding.
And we see Raider Ray's butt.
Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think you guys are ready for the excitement that's happening today.
I'm not ready.
But ladies and gentlemen, you are now watching Distance Nerding. As a matter of fact, you are now watching The Build.
The Build.
The Build. And I don't know about you guys, but today's episode, I'm particularly more excited about than I normally am.
Oh,
I'm always excited about everybody we have on this show, right?
Facts.
But tonight's guest is kind of like a big deal.
For me, especially. I mean,
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I know, right? I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ray's obsession with this rapper.
Fair character. He's more than a rapper.
I'm being derivative. So this rapper, this rap guy.
This rap guy. That's right, John Mez.
He's one of those rap guys' girlfriends. Who understands those rap guys anyway?
I'm stoked, man. Yeah, so I've posted, some of his songs, his videos. He's very much embraces the idea of nerd rap.
Oh yeah.
A lot of his lyrics reference comic books, comic book movies, MCU. He's got songs that are directly using parts of the movies for the beat, the background of his beat. So he's very much into the nerding out stuff. So and he happens to be a really dope rapper.
You know what song I keep showing people when I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have this dude Ekoh on the show. You guys got to check him out. They're like, oh yeah, he's a rapper. I show him Suicide Squad.
Yep, yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one.
I'm like, yo, this song is so dope, right? And I just rock to Suicide Squad, or I'll put on Villain is another good one from
for sure.
Of course, go back a little bit further and do Pickle Rick. I did Beskar Lambo for the promo for today.
Okay, nice,
yeah. So it's like he's a nerd, man, and I love how nerdy he is. You know what I'm saying?
The same for real, the same. And yes, James, I did just see him 2 weeks now. Is it 2 or is it last week? Gosh, the time's kind of going by. Last week, I believe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Martian's another good ass track, dude. Like one track that was a big deal to me. I'm trying to remember the name of it right now. Hold on, I will have it for you right now. But it's like I was listening to the album, and this track came on, and I was like, that sounds familiar. Nothing to me. Yeah, I was like, this sounds familiar. And then he goes, ain't nobody fucking with Lock. And I'm like, Locksmith. And I got like super excited because I'm a big Locksmith fan, man. I've liked Locksmith since, my discovery for Locksmith was not making the band, but the MTV rap battles.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, Tater 88, that's Tyler.
Hello, Tyler 88.
Yeah, Tyler, because he's migrating over to YouTube in anticipation that we talked about it on Facebook that we may be dropping Facebook Live as a provider. I'm like honestly right now, like we have people watching. The majority of everybody's in YouTube. We have no one on Facebook right now.
That's about right.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, James, are we going to ask him about certain songs? Actually, we're gonna go about this a different way. We're not going to talk about music whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, James.
Why would we bring up music? Why would you do that? That's pointless. You don't bring up music when
I
you're
say it
talking to a
I say it
musician.
in jest, but he actually I remember seeing a post. He did a video for a song called Lost Boys, and he had he did the script. I guess he learned how to direct all this. Like he did a lot of the work on that video on his own, and he posted about how much work he put into it because he had to do so much of it. So he's when I say he's more than a rapper, it's for sure. Like he recently released an alternative rock album. That was pretty dope. So I mean, he's very diverse. For
alternative rock. We were just talking about alternative rock, and Squints pops up. We just Squints.
He had to do so much of it. So he's when I say he's more than a rapper, it's for sure. Like, oh, I can hear myself talk. I don't like it.
No, it was
sorry.
That was good.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to have him on. It's going to be great. Now, he's not going to be here for about another 40 minutes, right? So I mean, to kill a little bit of time here, let's do some sponsors. All right.
Answer your question. He's current and active.
Yes, he is a current rapper. He literally just dropped an album, and he's getting ready to drop another one. So I mean, like, yeah, the dude is.
I don't know him intimately enough.
I'm working on this as a sponsor.
What do you got?
Beer.
I see antlers. He may have been born in the 90s. Just
yeah, he is a youngster. He's younger than the rest of us. That's for sure. Ooh.
Most of our audience is.
Wait a minute. Is that
a jackalope?
No, it's Drecker Chunk Banana Split Sunday Sour.
That is.
It's amazing.
Saying like.
Jamez, he said it's an Ekoh.
I get
Force
it.
Effect in the building. What up, Force? But yeah, we've been doing all this, kind of hyping for Ekoh real quick.
Standing, if you will.
Yeah, I know, right? But let's do this real quick and get this out of the way. Not that it's in the way, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to throw this out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D Generation X proudly brings to you the 5-time tag team champions of the world, the Road Dogg Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn.
Right I'm not gonna do it.
The new Age
Outlaws. And then that.
Yeah, but with that being said, again, ladies and gentlemen, throwing this out there, you may be wondering on a regular basis, what keeps us going? What brings distance nerding to you every week, twice a week, 3 times if you count the game streams? What brings us here all the time? And I will tell you that right now, the whole company that brings us here is boom, Poddex. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is Poddex. Poddex. Where's my button? Oh, our unique interview question and episode starting prompt in the palm of your hand. So whether you are a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, you're going to want to check out poddex.com. Now, guys, use the code NERDING10. You get 10% off your order. So check it out. It's not just these decks of cards for podcasting and everything like that. It's also merch, and it's actually, the shirt that I'm wearing right now is a Poddex shirt. So actually, let me pull this off the screen so you guys can see it again. Right there, that Podcaster Supreme shirt. It's actually a pretty dope shirt.
It's a pretty cool shirt. I need one.
Yeah. But that's one of our sponsors right here. And of course, if you use the code NERDING10, you get 10% off of anything on their website. So it's a pretty good deal here. Now, that is sponsor number 1. Sponsor number 2, get real intimate with you guys here. If you guys are wondering why young Phil has so much energy on a regular basis, I can tell you why. It's because young Phil drinks a crap ton of Dubby.
Crap ton.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Dubby. W is an emerging brand of energy drinks created to help focus, concentration, reaction time with no jitters or a crash. W contains no maltodextrin, no sugar, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. Guys, if you want to find out more about W, you're going to go and head over to www.w.gg and use the code NERDING10 to get 10% off your order. Now, guys, I'm telling you right now, if you've never tried W, you are missing out on life. Every person that has tried W at all the shows that we do and all of our live appearances loves W.
I love W. It was tasty as heck.
Oh, yeah.
And I had the added bonus of having finger stirred W, and it was still tasty.
Oh, yeah. What's funny is, yeah, if you're over there like, fingering the W, it's still pretty delicious.
Whoa, family show. John Maz, get your boy.
So let's see. What flavor am I going to rock today? Grabbing all my flavors here. All right. So let me pull this down real quick and let's figure out what flavor I'm going to rock here. So I'm gonna let you guys pick. I'm gonna start holding up flavors, and you guys tell me if that's one of the flavors I should put in this concoction that I'm making right here. Okay.
You'll forgive me. I'm setting up my homework before Jamez takes me to task.
All right. So right here, I got Dragonade. As easily my favorite, but
much better than Haterade. Much better than Haterade.
Oh yeah, much better than Haterade. But Dragonade is a dragon fruit pink lemonade. So that one right there. I've got Beach and Peach. All right,
Peach and Peach. Is that the one that's like peach rings?
Kind of. It's peach and peach. White mango.
Wow.
I've got the Galaxy Grenade.
That's a favorite.
This is like a fan favorite right here. So watermelon, guava, lime. People like that one a lot better than you would expect. Dub Sludge, Granny Smith apple, and secret sauce. It's another fan favorite right there. And then, of course, the Passion Joy tea, which is a passion fruit iced tea. So of those flavors right there, which flavors do you think I should make a combination of?
Some the Granny and the mango.
Ooh, all right. So we're gonna go Dub Sludge and Beach and Peach. All right, let's go with that. So I've got my my thingy thing right there. We're gonna go with a scoop of Beach and Peach, so you guys can see that right there. And again, there's no colors, there's no dyes, there's no extra additives and stuff, because a lot of these competitors out there, the competitors for these flavors have all kinds of like additives and fillers and stuff like that, and none of that in this.
Hey Phil, how much sugar does it have in it?
Zero, absolutely none.
Zero.
And no maltodextrins or sugars or
none of that stuff, man. It's got none of that extra, crap that's inside of these drinks.
I think I'm a big maltodextrin fan. I put that on my toast.
Yeah, he's like, I've got a whole big bowl of maltodextrin right in front of me.
I don't have malto meal. I have maltodextrin.
I see what you did there.
Full disclosure, there is more than just Coca-Cola in here because I'm a wee bit nervous. So.
Oh, so is it a rum and Coke?
Oh, absolutely.
Or is it a Jack and Coke?
No, rum and Coke. No,
What kind of rum do you use?
I'm basic, Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan. I got to get you on some Flor de Caña, bro. I still got some 18-year-old Flor de Caña here.
Is that the stuff we had at your wedding?
Yeah.
It was tasty. It was good. I mean, I'll go Sailor Jerry if I'm feeling, like dropping an extra couple dollars. Yeah.
Or cracking.
We gotta get you guys out here to do a brewery and whiskey tour, and I can take you to some good spots.
I like the idea of a whiskey tour. That does sound very delicious and promising.
There's a couple places.
Oh, you froze.
I think we lost. He was so nervous we lost him. Oh no, we lost Ray.
Ray, come back.
Oh no, Ray. No, we lost Ray. And then we find out like he just like lost his internet.
Right.
Speaking of internet, I might drop for like 2 seconds because I just realized I'm on Wi-Fi.
Okay.
All right, let's see right here. Am I still here?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. All right. Definitely don't want this on Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi drops. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we lost him. His computer just crashed on him. Oh. He just sent me a message. He said, so my laptop just died because I didn't plug it in.
Oops. Oops.
I like you, genius. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the screen around here. I'm gonna start building.
All righty.
And if a certain rapper shows up in the stream, then I'm going to put him on stream and probably poop myself. So, just hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hey guys. When inspired you to be a rapper? Oh God. Oh man. You just turn this down. All right.
I think we almost had John Mo's for a second.
Yeah, because I put it on my phone so I can like control the chats and everything.
Gotcha.
So all right, let's go ahead and flip cameras here. There we go. What up, Van? You guys can see my back now. You just turn this off. If I can find it. Ah, come here. Come here, you. I can't find the button. Okay. Tell him, Ronnie. If you guys don't know,
Somebody's won.
if you guys don't know that one, that is Lonely Island. And that's the song with Rihanna and Lonely Island.
Okay.
Where he's like
familiar.
It's actually pretty funny. He's like super quiet. So it's like his dude's name is like Ronnie, and he's like, and then like when they go and rob buildings, like or like rob people, and he thinks nobody's looking, he goes, ha ha, and he just becomes like a badass rapper. It's pretty funny. All right. So I am on bag 7, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to start getting this open and set up here. Again, just to show everybody where we're at, I've got the whole question mark in the back right here, question mark in the front. If I
feel so lost. It's been a while since I've been on. So we're building the Mario question mark, huh?
Yes. Now check this out. If I open this up, ooh, Bowser's in there.
Nice.
Right, and then if you push down on Bowser, it pops this piece open right here, and something opens up, but there's nothing in there yet. So I'm sure it's going to have me put something in there.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like Bowser is just hanging out inside there. And then I've got this thing right here, which is kind of weird. There's like an eyeball in the middle of it right here.
Oh, okay.
But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm actually gonna move the camera down a little bit. That way you can see more of what I'm building here. I'm gonna move the question box over here. Ray is stuck in the Raider verse. Come back to the light! Come back to the light, Ray.
Wait, doesn't that mean he dies if he sees the light?
Exactly. Well, I guess if you're a Raider fan, if you're a Raider fan, you're dying. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You're in perpetual death. James, confirm. I need James to confirm that if you're a Raider fan, it's like being a Giants fan, right? It's it's constant torture.
I feel bad for the Broncos too. I mean,
in all reality, I don't feel bad for anybody. You chose to be a fan of those teams,
right?
Just like I choose to be a Niner fan. Like.
Jama says I've been dead since 2002.
So Ray, if you missed what we were talking about right here, we were saying that Darren was leaving the chat, and he goes, he was making a joke about Ray, come back to the light, come back. and he was like, wait, is he dead? I was like, well, to be fair, he's a Raider fan, so he's perpetually dying.
Wow. Y'all start winning a few games, all of a sudden woofing. Dang.
Yeah, he's just perpetually dying right now. And I was like, James can confirm that it's like being a Giants fan. Like you're constantly being tortured.
It's rough. Yeah.
And he said his response to that was, I've been dead since 2002. Raiders and the Bucks in the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, that's.
You hear the disappointment in his
I'll
voice.
drink to that, man. I'll drink to that. So sorry. I'll welcome myself back.
But I'd still say it'd still be the Bucks.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, yeah, the Raiders and the Bucks Super Bowl was obviously devastating, but let's not forget it was only like a good 4 or 5, was it maybe your 6-year run at most that they actually did really well. I think the first couple years of Gruden, they went 8-8, and then I think 2 years straight they went to the championship game, or was it 2 or 3? My colors aren't showing really well. Yeah, so I know they lost against when Siragusa sat on Gannon, that killed them, and then there was also the snow job that they got.
Yeah,
against the Patriots. So it was 2 years in a row that they made a deep run. Then they finally made it to the Super Bowl, and then they just went to hell. So
right.
So they were for 5 years they did really well, and then but before that the pickings were slim, man. It was not that fun being a Raider fan whether you were in LA or Oakland.
I mean, let's be honest, right? Like who does it suck the most to be a fan of? It's me being a Niner fan, because I mean. We have been consistently good
by default because you're a Niner fan. You're right,
but I mean we haven't been consistently good since the 90s, dude.
Yeah,
thank you, Tuck Rule. I said snow job, but yeah, you're right, Tuck Rule. I was just thinking snow. John Messi, because he gets very much in his feelings if we don't mention his questions and his comments.
Right? Yes,
he does, man. I don't know if you see the chat.
Recap of the recap of the recap.
Yeah, no, you have to have a recap of the recap with the recap while it's recapping.
100%. So where are we at on the? What's it actually called? Is it a question mark box? What is it?
It's called the question box. So
question box. Okay.
Yeah, so it's the Lego question box. I was just showing everybody a second ago. So what's cool is if you got the back panel right here.
Okay.
Front panel is open. Now what's cool is if you pull this up right here, Bowser's hanging on the inside.
Oh, nice.
If you push down on Bowser, it pops open a little secret compartment right here. Right. Now the thing is that I don't know what it does yet because it's not hooked up to anything. I have a feeling what it's gonna do is when that works, that's probably gonna be the mechanism that flips everything open and opens up all the different worlds on the box.
So is it a light projector? What is it? Because I'm really ignorant to what it looks like in its final form. So,
I mean, so it looks like
recap for the dummy. Okay, but I mean, and then it opens up.
It opens up. So there's a picture of it. Let me pull it up real quick. So basically, the whole thing opens up and reveals like all the different worlds from Mario.
Okay. So there, at no point is there a star that pops out and I can run through walls and turtles and stuff.
No. Oh my god.
Hmm.
There is an action brick. So when I finish this, I've got to go grab my Mario from the front room.
We've all been there, haven't we? That's the hope, though. Yo, I'm so hyped! I can't wait to do Universal Studios. Is it Nintendo World or Super Nintendo World?
I don't remember which world they were doing over there.
But I mean, I know it's Nintendo themed and it's gonna be here in Hollywood. So hyped to go visit that when it's open.
I want to go to the one in Tokyo. Did you see the one what the one in Tokyo has?
Well, I mean, that goes without saying, Philly, but I mean, that's like saying I want to go to the moon also, so I can look at, but
I'm saying, have you seen what the one in Tokyo has?
I have, but if you asked me to quote what it is, I couldn't do it for you. But I know I was like, yeah, it's one of those things I have to go for sure.
They have actual Mario Kart, like go-karts.
At the park, or is it different?
That's awesome.
At their park, yeah, and then like it's like basically you can play Mario Kart with your friends, like in real life.
That's sweet.
Can I throw turtles at them?
I don't. So there's a way to throw turtles, and I don't know what it does.
Banana peels.
Yeah, like it has like all the elements from the game, but I don't know how they actually do it.
Huh.
Like it's like some digital game thing that they do where like you get points if you do stuff, or like it slows the go-kart down when you hit like a banana peel or something like that.
Right. So are you actually driving a go-kart, or is it like a VR thing? Because I mean,
you're actually driving a go-kart.
Oh, okay. Because even VR would be dope. I mean, if you're in a car and driving and they throw a banana peel and just see it spinning, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, they're actual go-karts, and I'm like, that's kind of why I want to actually do it. I want to say like the well, it's based on an actual course from the game, like the course that you drive on. I don't remember what course it was though.
Of course.
Ah,
James is still alive and well. James might only be in the chat, but don't worry, bro. I got your jokes for you.
Because what is this show without John Mass 5000's
Papa jokes?
Without his puns, yeah. Without his dad jokes.
True.
Can you smell what his dad jokes are cooking? So
they're probably something stinky and belong in the bathroom.
Well, not gonna want that.
No.
So what's the progress report on the question box?
What's the what?
What's the progress report on it? I mean, how many bags in are you out of how many bags?
So I'm emptying out bag 7 right now, and there's 13 bags.
Oh wow! And how many pieces?
I think this was. I want to say this one is like 2,600 pieces.
Okay,
that's actually a fairly big number.
Yeah, it's a good size.
Mm-hmm.
I just learned how to computer, guys. So I keep knocking out the cord from the wall. So the reason why I left everyone is because the battery drained, and I hadn't realized it. So, as a matter of fact, I am going to pause myself.
Okay. So tonight's show is just the 3 of us plus Ekoh. When he gets on, I gave Jack the night off.
Gotcha.
So it'll just be us. No bracket unless somebody wants to pull one up and we just impromptu do a bracket. I was actually thinking about like making a bracket and doing like a and like looking up something that's like, related to what we're talking about tonight. Like do like, greatest hip hop something. I don't know. That's like music ones get kind of difficult to do.
Yeah, true.
Because it's kind of like, I mean, the entire thing is subjective, and that's kind of why we do this, because we want to hear what everybody's opinions on things are. But at the same time, it's like it gets really hard to do, like, a best music bracket, because then everybody's like, well, how come this song wasn't put in there, or how come you guys didn't do
this
this
artist
song?
wasn't included? Yeah,
because everybody has their favorites, right? And it's like it's a little bit difficult when everybody has different tastes in music.
Yeah.
Perhaps some well-prepared hosts would have had a bracket prepared for Ekoh songs / videos, but here we are.
I mean, if a more well-prepared host would have done that, that would have been great.
Yeah, and by well-prepared host, I mean the guy that can't figure out how to keep his computer on long enough to stay on the show. So. Just for the record, I'm calling myself out, not you, Philippe.
I know. I caught that wind right at the beginning.
Oh, that was a fart, actually.
Oh, well, that's a different kind of wind that I was catching.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So anyone in the old comment section there have anything negative or positive or Lego related they want to ask the podcaster?
Was anybody familiar with Ekoh's music outside of
the three of us?
The three of us. Actually, Greg, did you get a chance to listen to his latest album?
Yes, I did.
How'd you like that, man?
It was interesting. There were a couple of like songs that I really liked, and I kind of got like a lot of theming behind it and stuff like that. Had a little chance to read his bio and everything on it. So kind of sparked some interesting questions for me. So
it was definitely it's definitely what he described it as. It's a emo skater album.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of MGK a little bit.
I can see that.
Yeah, and I hope this isn't seen as a slight. I very much like a song album that would have come out during my maybe late teens, early 20s. The vibe, not like it's what I enjoy. Like, I mean, if I turn on the radio, or I guess more so XM or whatever, and I turn on one of those stations, I don't really listen to the current music. So like that alternative type of rock would have been in my wheelhouse. You know what I mean? So it was that's what I enjoyed about it. Not so much like worrying about I don't know, I guess same eras or that type of thing, but just that's how the kind of vibe it gave to me. So I really enjoyed that part of it.
So you've seen him live, right, Ray?
I have seen him perform live 3 times. Yes, sir. Okay,
so is he live instrumentation or?
So on this last show, because he did play some of the songs from this latest album. Yes, he had a drummer, which was awesome. It was cool having the actual drummer on stage, and then he's got his DJ code break, which will play the music in the background as well. So
gotcha.
But he's got incredible energy in his performances. I mean, you could feel. I mean, there's no way you mistake him for lip syncing, is what I'm saying. So
right,
he's very involved with the fans. I mean. I think someone had a video of me when he was in the crowd, and I was, into it and not realizing he was like right in front of everybody. So it's very much an interactive experience.
I dig it, man. And I mean, again, I feel like he's very entertaining. Like I listen to his music. I was unfamiliar with him until you brought him up, and I've been interested in his music ever since, because I feel like he's a very entertaining dude.
I don't want to ruin I don't want to say reveal. That sounds way more important than it actually is. But the way I came across him or became familiar with him was actually by happenstance. It was it's not someone that I've been listening to for years. I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, since day one. It was very much, had I not been a Facebook person, I would probably still maybe never heard of him. So. I'll get into that and tell him how I came across his music and stuff. So,
but you found him on Facebook, essentially.
Yep. So social media does being interactive with the fans on social media does bring some people to your fan base, for sure.
I mean, having been a musician like Facebook and
MySpace, yeah,
MySpace and all, I mean, we did have a MySpace page
Okay.
back in the day, but yeah, I mean, I look at like how much now it's so much easier to. I mean, we're on a record label and stuff like that, so record labels now, I mean, can almost be a thing of the past.
And that's actually so I'm just
people-
gonna bring it back to him. He's actually an independent artist, so he's not on a record label per se. He releases all this stuff on his the way I understand it on his own. So
yeah, indie artist, yeah.
So which is good, and that's one of the questions I wanted to ask him about too. Is just what it's like being an indie artist and being able to sustain a following and still put out content to keep
Right.
that following wanting more. I mean, because I imagine that you don't obviously you don't have the marketing that someone on a label has, so it's all word of mouth, fan interaction, and so
Right. Although I have talked to some friends that are still in the industry and stuff like that, and got some like interesting like facts about how things are done now, and like like some labels will fund an indie artist to still stay independent, but then market their albums and their music to different outlets and different things like that. So you can work out deals like that. So
copy that.
Yeah, I mean that allows them to be more. I guess I can say to be more creative. Because then they're not restricted by as much of like like the label stuff.
Right. I mean, in the hip hop world, you look at people like Chance the Rapper.
Oh yeah. Chance the Rapper is actually a really good example of a dude who gets paid by a label, but is still an indie dude.
Still indie, yeah.
Well, and far be it for me to claim to be a hip hop expert in 2022, but a lot of rappers, I understand it, they came from doing SoundCloud releases and then signed to labels. Is that accurate?
Some, yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's I mean, you can connotate a lot of like bands from my era, like being on like mp3.com and like
right. That's where I was coming from. Yeah, see that I'm in my 40s, so like I remember Napster when it first came out, and LimeWire and Cherry, but all those, and that's how I got introduced to a lot of new music. That and like so spoiler, like I did a lot of traveling up to the Bay Area just when I was younger, just because that was like a vacation place. So I got introduced to a lot of Bay Area music before a lot of my friends down in LA did. So I was listening to E40 when back in the early 90s. It wasn't big in LA.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
So like I was
I
listening.
mean, I was just at a Niner game, and he's a season ticket holder, so he's
for sure. He's always repping for the Niners, but so that's what I'm saying. Like I was listening to Players Ball, and it was everyone had heard of Too Short, but outside of the Bay, people weren't playing that type of music necessarily regularly down here in LA. So
you guys weren't click down there like we were up here.
that's what I'm saying. So I heard that stuff on local radio up there and brought it down. So that was my first introduction to other stuff that wasn't just LA centric. And then from that, you start getting the internet where you can start downloading stuff, or you hear, like for me, it was always like 6 degrees of rabbit hole. Well, for sure. But see, for me, it was always like 6 degrees of the rabbit hole. I would hear a song and it would feature someone else. Like, oh, that was dope. So I'd go look up that artist and download songs on that artist on LimeWire. And then that would just take you down different paths. And that's how that was my introduction to expanding my horizons musically and listening to other stuff. So you start talking about other parts of the country and their different types of hip hop styles. So like I forgot how we got down this topic, but it's just there's so many ways to listen to music that there's a lot of content that you have to like sift through.
Did you ever rock out to the hyphy movement when the hyphy movement was big?
Of course.
So did you ever listen to the Team?
To the what?
To the Team?
To the Team. I don't know that I have.
Yeah, those dudes were dope.
I don't know that I have. I know for a while I was on a big San Quinn kick, and I was just listening to everything he would put out, and I was like, so that was like my thing.
San Quinn, that's my city right there, man. That's a city boy right there.
And that's so I was on that for a long time. And then just listening to other people that were featured on his songs, and so that's how I would, expand what I was listening to. So I'd be down driving down the street and listening to stuff that people looked at me like I was weird for, but eventually it comes around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's straight up San Francisco represent right there, man. That's San Quinn was one of those dudes I used to listen to a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, especially because that's that's a local thing. So
yeah, well, I mean, being from San Francisco, especially, like it's not just Bay Area rap, but it's like dudes that represent where you're from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. It's like listening to I mean, everyone listened to NWA for a little while down here, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
That's stuff. I'm just fooling around here. So is the excuse me, I'm sorry, is the plan to have it completed tonight?
No. I'm hoping if we do end up going long, I'm hoping I get at least 4 bags done.
Okay.
But if we don't end up going long, then I mean, maybe 2 to 3 bags by the end of the show.
Okay.
Just depends on whether we go long or not. Depends on how long he wants to stay on for.
I think I'm sure he's probably got a hard 1 hour out. I'm guessing. Because I know, like I said, from what it looking at his story, they're working on. My assumption is video content for the new album is coming out. So
yeah, that's what it looks like. And I, again, I don't want to keep him from what he's doing. But you never know, though. At the same time, it might be like, oh, I'm having so much fun, and I forgot. I'm not realizing what time it is.
Yeah. So long as it's not like, all right, that's cool, guys. That was a real fun 7 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because I mean, it happens on a regular basis when people come on the show, they kind of almost forget that they had other things to do.
Mm-hmm.
I've had it happen many times where I feel bad because I'm like, oh, you said X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, I've had it happen where my wife said, "Hey, I have to go to sleep because I got to go to work tomorrow."
All right, now I gotta move back real quick because I'm stupid excited right now. I know you are too, right? So we're gonna do a proper introduction right now. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this individual is not just an artist and a musician. And you've been hearing us talk about him for like the last 45 minutes, but I mean, he's a rapper, he's a singer, he a composer, just all kinds of different things. And he's a nerd like the rest of us. Because if you haven't listened to his music, then you're not gonna understand just how much he relates to us. So, guys, without further delay, I would like to bring on the one, the only, the immensely talented Ekoh, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
Yo, what's
going on? How's it going?
How's it going, fellas? Thanks for having me. Stoked to be here.
Hell yeah, man.
It's great to have you.
We're excited, man.
Me too. Thanks for that introduction. I don't feel worthy.
You're more than worthy, my man.
He undersold it. Don't trip.
I definitely undersold the whole thing.
So you're back from the. I mean, I know you live in the desert, but you're back from the desert. Were you shooting video footage for the upcoming song from the album?
Yeah, we were shooting a music video, and we had a little bit of trouble yesterday. It's the second time I've gotten stuck in the dirt, like while trying to film a music video, and I feel like I had PTSD. Like yesterday, I was like, I feel like I'm gonna get stuck in this soft dirt again. I feel like, and then it happened, and I was like, there's no way this is happening twice in my life. And within like 2 years of each other, and it was just, it was horrible. So we had to go make up for what we missed out on yesterday.
So maybe more concrete jungle film shoots, huh?
Yeah, or I just need to stop trying to take a normal car into the desert.
Oh, that's the first problem right there. It's like, oh yeah, let's just take a normal ass car out to the desert.
Yeah, I didn't know that I was gonna be off road. Like I didn't even know where the spot I was going had any off road terrain. So when I hit it, I was just as surprised as anybody and was like, "Fuck."
when you put the at the location, the maps, did Siri ask you if you were sure?
What's that?
Did Siri ask you if you were sure when you put in the location where you're going?
No, does it do that?
No, because you were like just like way out there.
Oh,
There are
desert, and Siri's like, "Are you sure you want to go here? This is may not be a good idea."
that would have been nice if it like said
you might
within
get
the
stuck.
detail, you know, that would have been nice.
Yeah, and I shared with him before we went on. I was like, "This is the tortoise that almost botched the podcast because you got stuck under the wheel on your story." I saw the was it a turtle or a tortoise?
I'm pretty sure it's a tortoise. I don't really know
Okay.
the difference,
Me
but
neither.
I think it's a desert tortoise because we were in the desert. Well, I think maybe a tortoise is in the desert, is on land. Maybe a turtle's in the water. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Tortoise is on the land. Turtle is in the water.
It's for sure messing someone's Mario Kart up for sure.
It's what?
I said it's for sure gonna mess someone's Mario Kart game up for sure when they toss that one.
Dude, exactly. Like if I would have hit that, it would have just it would have completely thrown me into a tailspin.
All right, so it's awesome to have you on. I was a little nervous having you on, so so obviously, you know, I got the tattoo and people ask me, well, what's it mean? And I tell them, I used to be, when I would tell them about you, I was like, oh, he's a rapper and like he makes a lot of nerd rap music. But as you know, your fans know, you're more than a rapper. Like you know, like as the director said, singer. I was telling them about the Lost Boys video, how you had to do so much stuff for that. Like what, before you dropped your first album, like what was there ever an urge of what I want to be when I grow up, or was it like this is what I want to do? Like
I never really had like I want to be X when I grow up type thing. I don't think. But when I didn't start making music till I was like 18.
Okay.
And once I started doing that, it was like, yeah, the goal is that's what I want to do with my life. It was never like when I grow up. I always had this thought that it would happen a lot faster than it did. So it was never like when I grow up, it's like, this is what I want to do right now.
Yeah.
And it's what I started doing. And it was always music. And I think music was the only thing I was ever naturally, I'm not even gonna say naturally good at, because I was not naturally good at it, but it's the only thing that made sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like naturally, I had a lot of friends that like picked up a basketball and for some reason that language just made sense to them, or hopped on a skateboard and that language makes sense, or maybe they started coding, or when they were doing math, like that language makes sense. Like the language of music was the only thing that ever made sense, and it came to me naturally. I wasn't naturally good at it or anything, but it made sense to me where I was like, okay, I can figure this out. Like this puzzle I can understand better than all these other things. So that was kind of, once I realized that, it was like, this is what I want to do with my life, because it's the only thing that really makes sense and everything else just sucks.
So that you found your passion really early, which is dope.
Yeah, I don't know, really early. I mean, 18, I don't know. I wish I would have found it earlier.
I'm in my 40s, so it's relative.
Yeah.
So I think anyone that listens to your music knows that you're more than just a hip hop like influenced by. Was it always, when you started out with music, was it always I want to be a rapper, or was it just I want people to hear me? And then was it to be, I guess, to be an artist, or was it more so like an outlet for you because it was something you're passionate about?
I think I really like writing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what it came. I really liked writing lyrics. I liked trying to figure out song structures and things like that. And the reason I went into hip hop, I mean, I grew up listening to everything. I grew up like huge into underground hip hop, but also really big in the punk rock scene and the rock scene in general, and like really underground, like punk shit. I was a big like Misfits fan and DRI and Circle Jerks and Dead Kennedys, but I was also this huge. To me, there's a Venn diagram of like punk rock music and underground hip hop that really meet in the middle.
Sure.
Just the attitude, the way, the do-it-yourself mentality of it, the fuck the system, idea of it was kind of what I gravitated to. But the same reason I gravitated to skateboarding as opposed to basketball or football is because it's like an individual sport. And for me, hip hop was an individual sport. It's something I could do by myself. I didn't need anybody else to figure it out. I didn't need to depend on somebody else to whatever, help me write songs or be in a band with or have to bounce ideas off of. It was really just all up to me. And that is something that I always enjoyed. And I even said, like, I had a tweet pop up from like 8 years ago that was like, yo, if I had the voice for it, I would have started like a punk band years ago. A lot of things like I just didn't know I had a voice for. I didn't know I had a skill set. A lot of times, even as an artist, you can start doing stuff and be self-conscious about your own craft and self-conscious about singing or self-conscious about, diving into different kinds of stuff because maybe it feels a little more vulnerable,
Yeah, right. You're your worst critic. I mean, anything you make, it's never good enough. I know being, with someone who worked in music before, and Greg can tell you too. Squints over here can tell you, like, well, we both work in the music industry, so it's kind of like, you're always your worst critic when it comes to anything you make.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why it's like anything anybody says online to me is like, that's peanuts to the shit I say to myself. Sure. I don't give a fuck what some dude on the internet has to say. Yeah, I've already run through the gambit of the entire thing in my head before the song came out, but yeah, and so that was kind of always the goal for me in hip hop. I grew up loving and was like, I can do this by myself. This is like individual self-expression. And it's kind of where it started for me.
So being somebody who was a fan of underground hip hop, like, was it almost like a dream come true to work with Ritz?
I mean, it was a dream. Yeah, absolutely. When I was like the shit I was really, really big into, I mean, I was a fan of Ritz. I remember going to a Ritz show, I don't know, 9 years ago, and there was like 20 people there, something like that. Out in Vegas.
Vibing, I'm sure.
What's that?
I said 20 people, but I'm sure they were vibing the whole time.
Oh, for sure. But I'm saying this is like really early in his career. Yeah. This is before he signed with Strange. This is before all that stuff. So yeah, like working with him is crazy. The craziest one for me has been Apathy, because that's a dude that I grew up idolizing. Like I idolized Apathy. Like his work in Army of the Pharaohs is, I still have verses of his memorized that I'll never forget.
And what's funny is, I was gonna say, what's funny is I commented on something that you that was on Instagram. I don't think you've seen it yet, but I was saying, any thoughts on working with Vinny Paz?
Oh, dude, you see my Jedi Mind Tricks poster right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've always wanted Vinny Paz. For me, Jedi Mind Tricks was like a top 5 growing up. It was like massive. So yeah. I've always wanted to work with Vinny Paz. I don't know if it's necessarily in the cards for me. Like, I don't know if, he doesn't do a lot of features these days, and I just don't know if it's in the cards. But if it was, like, my big ones, everybody always asks, like, who do you want to feature from or stuff like that. And I'm not that big on that. I'm always like, if the song is right, if it services the song best, if it works out, if people want it to, then it's awesome. But Vinny Paz is one of them for sure. Slug from Atmosphere is definitely another one. Those are probably my big 2. Maybe Sage Francis also. I grew up a really big Sage Francis fan as well.
There's a couple of songs I've heard where I hear that kind of influence for sure with Sage Francis.
Yeah.
So with you, I mean, obviously fully embracing the whole nerd rap aspect of your content, was that always your thing, or was that one of those things you kind of evolved into because you realized that was your wheelhouse and you just leaned into as opposed to other stuff?
Well, I think I always threw little references in here and there, but I think when I first started, I really was trying to find out who I was as an artist and find out really what my voice is and what I wanted to say and how to say it. And I hadn't found my own unique voice yet. And I gotten shelled by a few producers for certain things I wanted to do, and really I started the first thing was like my first free verse was really the big indicator of something, because that's something I just wrote for fun. That was something that, like, I've had multiple points in my, it's like, and I'm in a spot where I'm just like, fuck it, like I don't care anymore, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. And that was one of those moments. And I was like, I'm just gonna write, I'm just gonna have fun. I'm gonna write and I'm gonna talk about the shit me and my friends talk about. I'm gonna do the things that I think are, I'm gonna say lines that I think are funny. I'm not gonna care about the outcome. I'm just gonna do something that I think is cool. And that's where my first free verse came from. And then it took off.
Yeah.
And people responded to it so well. And I was kind of at a point where I was like, I didn't know people liked or thought the same way as I did, or really enjoyed the type of shit that I'm talking about as much as I do.
Right.
That's got to be an
So
incredible
after that,
feeling, knowing that you're like, oh, my bad.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say that's got to be an incredible feeling, like knowing like that's what you're passionate about and you're doing what's fun for you. And then all of a sudden there's so many people feeling it and wanting to have more of it. You know what I mean? Like, as I'm sure I'm not a creative person, but as an artist, I got to believe that's got to be incredible.
Yeah, there's a feeling of like, oh, okay, so I'm not, maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm onto something here.
Yeah.
Right.
But there was also, I always had this real need to be taken seriously as an artist, you know, because there was the whole, I knew I could put out certain songs and it would cast a wide net. Songs like, all my free verses were always songs that I knew would cast a wide net. And I always knew that that was a part of me, but I also had these other songs that are like, these are the ones that I really give a fuck about.
Yeah.
You know, your Dodgeries.
I'm glad you brought that song up.
Your Letting Goes, stuff like that. And so it's like, if you look at my release schedule, it's always like free verse, and then like Just Go, and then free verse 2, and then like a Letting Go, and then free verse 3 and Dodgery. Like I always cast a wide net before I drop something that I feel is like very important to me artistically, you know, because I want to get as many people as possible to reach, and then keep as many of them as I can, because I'm really showing you who I am on these more vulnerable songs. And it's like I talk about my shows. I feel like everybody has so many different aspects and dimensions to them, and the nerd part of me is a huge part. Talking about, it's not like I shy away a little bit even from the nerd. Like I like to talk about things that I like. You know what I mean? I like to talk about the things I enjoy. And the things I enjoy are comic books and video games, movies and TV shows and stuff like that. And to be able to talk about those things in your art is the greatest gift you can kind of give yourself. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I get to relate with people, and when I play shows, I meet people like you, and it's like we're into the same shit, and we can have a conversation that you enjoy, you know, and that part is really, really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, it definitely sets you apart from different, you know, from different artists that are out there, because it makes you more relatable, you know. And I have a lot of respect. I mean, you know, Ray introduced me to you and was like, no, you got to check this dude out, he's dope. And then I start listening, and I'm like, yo, he's not just, it's not just that you're nerdy, like this dude's nice. Like just listening to the lyrics and the way and the compositions and the way you put your words together, and just the poetry and the things that you say. And me being somebody who used to be a rapper, so I mean, like, you know, it's like, yo, this dude is nice, you know. And I start listening to my to the music more, and I'm just like, oh, you know what? That's why I thought, like, you know what, he would be dope with Vinny Paz, you know. Like another one that I suggested too was like, you know, at some point maybe reaching out to Joel Ortiz, because I think you will mesh well with Joel Ortiz.
Yeah, Joel Ortiz is a beast. I opened up for Slaughterhouse like.
Woo! Did you really? Oh, yo!
I know. That was right after. What was the one single they had? It was like the dance thing.
I have to look into my because I have most of their stuff on my phone too. So
I know which one you're talking about.
It's like Gun in the Club. I don't remember what it was, but it was a while back.
Club.
Yeah, that shit was that was really dope. Joel Ortiz, yeah, like that would be a really. I'm a big fan of lyricism, man. I'm a big fan of of people who can really, really rap and say something. Here's the thing, like a lot of people are like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You know,
Right.
I disagree. I think it's what you say and how you say it.
Absolutely.
You know, you can't just have one or the other. If you,
Yeah.
you know, because like nerd rap had a bad connotation, not a bad connotation, but it was such a small pocket because it was like, I don't want to say it wasn't, it was hard to make it cool, right? And that's not sending shade to anybody at all, because I'm a fan of all of it. But it's like, can you take some modern sounding shit? Can you take something that a beat you would hear on the radio, and can you put that on here? You know what I mean? Can you figure out that puzzle? Like that's the whole thing. Can you make I don't know, a fucking line about what's one, like, can you make you know, a line about the Sinister Six, like super, super sick? Can you drop like a Joker reference, like kind of under, you know, without the people who know it will know it, but the people who don't will still enjoy the line type thing? Like that to me is the cool stuff.
That's, I mean, it's very similar to comedic delivery. I mean, there's the punchline, but there's also like the undertone of what the joke alludes to. So I mean, that's, and I'm a big comedy fan, so like I totally get exactly what you're saying with that.
I was telling Ray earlier, like, you know, the song that I use to like when I'm giving people an example of your music is I show them Suicide Squad, because it's like, it's again the lyricism behind it, but at the same time you're pretty much bringing in like an entire DC fold, and it's like, okay, you got this whole relatable thing going on there, but then at the same time it's a what's the word I used to say? It's a it's a platform of talent. Like basically what you're doing is you look at just how, again, the composition and how you put your words together and the wordplay and everything like that, and it's like, you know, it's heavy levels of wordplay in that.
There's a part, like, I think that's a great example, and like I usually don't like gas my own shit up a lot, but there's a part in Suicide Squad where I go on a Robin reference, and I reference all the different Robins. And in that part, there's, you know, I dropped a line about Tim Drake, and at that part we switch into the beat from the Drake song, fucking Money in the Grave. You know what I mean? And I drop a Drake reference while I drop a Tim Drake reference over a Drake beat that's in the middle of this nerdy fucking super villain song. Like, to me, like that is like some fucking just amalgamation of like exactly what I want to do. Like that's a part that comes out in a song, you're like, that's exactly what I wanted, how I wanted it. And that doesn't happen often in art. You know what I mean? Right. So that's like one of those parts I'm like, that to me is fucking chef's kiss. And a lot of people won't pick up on that, but it's like, I don't care. Like for me,
if you know, you know.
You know.
For sure. I'm glad you brought up Audrey, because that's one of those songs that I've never listened to and not freaking shed a tear, dude. Like that's like a deeply emotional song. Like where did that was that just in your head, or is that like, where did that come from?
That was Audrey was, there was a Netflix documentary called Audrey and Daisy.
Okay.
And it's about two girls kind of that went through the same sort of situation, which is being sexually abused. They're both in high school, sexually abused, and then, you know, bullied in school after it, not really listened to and not heard by their community, and kind of shamed for trying to come out about it. And one of the girls, Audrey, ended up taking her own life. The other girl, Daisy, lived, you know, for a while. She actually passed away like 2 years ago, but she lived on, you know. And I saw this documentary and I was like, man, it really fucked me up. Like it really kind of tapped into something in me where I was like, man, this is horrible. And I wanted to figure out a way to share, like, how do I share this story with my community, which is the hip hop community that is a very it's a very masculine, you know, toxically masculine scene. It's a scene that, you know, historically looks down on women, a scene that doesn't tap into those feelings and those kinds of stories. That's not a story that gets told a lot, at least in my breadth of my community. And so I was like, how can I take this story that has affected me in this way and share it with the people in my community, with the people around me? And the idea was always like, I want to tell their story. I want to put their stories together, tell one story, and I want to do a music video from first person perspective. That was always the idea. And so I got with my producer and, you know, the guy, the duo Almost Normal, who are friends of mine. And I told them what I wanted to do, and we made it. And it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know how that happened, you know, because it's like a 6.5 minute song, and I feel, you know, it was one of those things that you're kind of not all there for. It just kind of happens, you know, while you're writing, and you're just kind of along for the ride. A lot of those songs, that type of thing happens, and I was lucky enough, you know, to be in the right spot in the right place to tell that story in the right way. But yeah, it was an incredibly important message for me to get out. And like Daisy, who was the girl, we ended up becoming friends afterwards, and you know, her family. She actually tattooed me. Oh wait, this one. The last time I was in well, before she passed, but the last time I was in Colorado Springs. So it's kind of a really cool full circle story.
Wow, that's very cool.
You know. So yeah, that's how that one came to be.
That's one of those songs where it's hard to listen to, but also I love listening to it. Every time I'm emotional. Every time someone that has a daughter that's, you know, in her mid-20s, and just hearing that and thinking, you know, how that would feel as being attached to that situation. It's like, it's gut-wrenching, and also great. And I'm glad that you wrote that song and told that story, because that's definitely not an easy conversation for anyone to have or to listen to, and it's not supposed to.
Right. Yeah, and I think the whole point, my whole idea was to not have, as a storyteller, as an artist, to like not have an opinion, just tell a story, and it will affect you the way it's supposed to, hopefully. You know, It's not like pushing a narrative, but let me just tell you a story, and it's probably going to make you, it's going to make you feel unnerved, or it's going to make you feel uncomfortable, and it should, you know, because that's how this person felt, you know. So it's always important for me to try and maintain those kinds of songs, because they're important, man. You know, there's fun songs, and there's songs that you want to listen to enjoy yourself, but then there's also songs that just, you know, are important to make.
Right. I mean, and that speaks to your versatility as an artist, right? Because it's not just the fun and funny stuff. It's you know, you have the fun and funny things that you do, but then you also have, you know, again, exhibitions of talent. You got these exhibitions of like, let me show you just how nice I really am, kind of thing, you know. But then at the same time, you have more emotional stakes and more things that are, you know, just heightening the stakes as a storyteller, you know. And again, that's something that I find when I'm listening to musicians, I'm listening to artists. It's something that I find valuable in the art that you do, because I feel like that makes you a real artist, is when you're focusing on actual art, you know.
Nice. I appreciate that. And I think it's a big thing. It's like, it's a part of the human experience, man. Like, if you I look at my favorite movies, and a lot of them are comic book movies, but I'm like, why does this one hit with me? You know, it's because the best comic book movies have all that in it. It has obviously the nerd shit that you're like, okay, this is what I'm showing up for, because this is awesome. And I like seeing Robert Downey Jr. in the suit. You know, I like the spectacle. The spectacle is awesome. You know what I mean? But why you're there is because there's a heart and there's an emotional grounding in Robert Downey Jr. There's a story being told. There's something to hold on to. You know what I mean? And like, that part is what makes you a fan. That part takes you along for a journey to Endgame, where I'm like, why am I bawling my eyes out right now,
dude? What?
In this moment, you know what I mean? Because there's so much there. It's like, I showed up for the spectacle, man. You know what I mean? And then took on this emotional journey that I don't even care if he's in the suit anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's all the stakes
full circle thing of all these different emotions that, you know, make for the best art. You know what I'm saying?
Screaming out in the theater like, why'd you have to kill Tony, man?
Yeah.
I love you, 3000. Can you tell us what it's like being an independent artist? Because I know like you've talked about how you do a lot of the stuff on your own, like being an independent artist and be able to put out music regularly, music that you want to put out, and just be consistently churning out stuff. Because it's not like obviously that you're not just putting stuff out just to have it out. I mean, it's quality content, and you can tell your heart's into it. Like, what's that like? How were you able to do that independently?
I think I figured out kind of a groove. I figured out sort of a routine and a schedule. It's definitely hard. There is a lot of work that comes with freedom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being free from a label and those types of boundaries that a label creates. So what it's like being an independent artist is, it's like being the boss and the employee and the supervisor
and the janitor
and the customer.
Yes.
All at the same time, and trying to service all of those jobs as best as you can. And being an independent artist is realizing that it's a lot more than just the music, and figuring out how to do certain things. And you have to be a self-starter and learn, I didn't get into music to learn how to do Photoshop and edit music. Like, I edited the Lost Boys music video. I wrote the script for Lost Boys music. I had no fucking idea what I was doing. But I didn't have any money because I spent it all on Corey Feldman. So I didn't have any money to have anybody edit the video. And I didn't have any money for someone to write a script for me. So it's a lot of, let me figure this out. It's a lot of problem solving, and it's a lot of fun. It's also a lot of stress and a lot of trying to figure out how to be creative. And these days it's a lot of competition. It's a lot of creating. It's a lot of trying to not get lost in the sauce of content creation and maintain true to the art. And figuring out your routine and figuring out where do I create, and then where do I market, and where do I advertise, and how do I do these certain different things and stay genuine to me, and make sure that the fans are happy, dude. You want to keep the people who support you fed, and you want to keep them happy, and you want to not disrespect their trust,
right?
Because a big part of being an independent artist is building a trust with your audience. And that comes through consistency, that comes through connection, that comes through hard work. It comes through always giving your best, and people knowing, okay, if I buy a t-shirt today for $25, based on this guy's track record, he's going to continue to make things that I enjoy, or he's at least going to try his best. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like way more goes into buying a t-shirt or a hat than just buying a t-shirt or a hat.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Because you're repping that all the time.
Yeah. Or even like, dude, getting
a tattoo, right?
Or getting a tattoo.
My man, to me, that is the most, when I started seeing that at first, I'm like, dude, this makes me anxious.
I can only imagine, man.
Like, this makes me like, I can't fuck up. Like, and when I'm like putting out a record like the last one I put out, which is like the alt rock album, like, I hope I don't piss off people that got the tattoos. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But then there's also the thought where it's like, trust me. You know what I mean? Like, you've trusted me up until now. Like, just trust me. And even if you don't fuck with this, like you fucked with the other stuff, just know right around the corner, I got you. You know what I mean? I didn't forget about you. I'm not gonna forget about you. I got you right around the corner, man.
Yeah, I saw that post about that. Don't worry, I'm still gonna do rap albums. So I haven't left
I'm like, dude, I gotta service myself, and
we all do.
Do the things that I need to do for me as an artist and try shit out. Because if I don't, my wheelhouse of what I do will start to suffer. I already know that because it started to, you know what I mean? I was like, I can't make any more rap songs right now. I'm tapped out, you know.
Need to expand a little bit.
Yeah, I need to go over here for a little while, try this new shit. And then when I go back, I'm refreshed and I have all these new ideas and it's fun again. you know.
Yeah. What's funny about? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Yo, you go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying what's funny about you saying that that you hope that you don't disappoint the people with the tattoos. I jokingly said to my wife afterwards, right after we left the tattoo shop, I said, "This motherfucker better not get canceled because I'm still gonna rep it regardless."
Ain't that the truth, man? Like that. Luckily, I don't talk about religion or politics.
Oh, of course, no, I know.
Yeah, but anything can cancel you these days.
Completely in jest.
Yeah, true. People will cancel you if you just say this.
Because it's Thursday.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that I loved, you know, when I listened to your album, I was like, okay, first off, the title, you know, just look at what you made me, like good, bad, indifferent, like everything that's happened to you, like this is what's come out of it.
Yeah.
And I know for a lot of musicians, music's a very cathartic release, and shows you how you're evolving as a musician and as an entertainer. What things did you find through this process that enlightened you
with the new album?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. I think with the new album, the things that came up for me the most were, well, because it's a different, like doing a different style of music, you realize a lot of stuff. And I was like, I didn't know how badly I needed to make this record is where it really came from. You know, I didn't know how badly I needed to say the shit I needed to say.
Right.
I think there's the thing that enlightened me was like how much we carry around and don't even notice. And maybe there's, and it's like there was this medium that I wasn't diving into. And then once I did, it was like all this was here and I could kind of, you know, excavate it and get it out. And I like the fact that people can relate with that. And there's, you know, I would get a lot of comments of people like, oh, where, you know, make some happy music. Because a lot of the songs are sad. That's just the way it is. You know, that's where I was at. Like, I can only do
what you're feeling,
what I can do at that moment. You know what I mean? I can only make what I'm feeling at that moment. And that sometimes is a good thing. And sometimes I'm in a bad spot or I'm, you know, after the pandemic, it was in a, you know, I was in a burnout, you know, completely.
And it's real life, man. That's, I mean, not everyone, it's not always ups. You know, we have downs in the middle, so I totally get where you're coming from on that.
Yeah. I remember talking to Donnie Cates. I don't know if you guys read Marvel, but Donnie.
Yeah.
Donnie's a friend of mine, and I was talking to him, and I was like, dude, I'm burnt out for the first time in my career, man. I'm fucking dusted. You know, I've got nothing. And that was like right before I started making this album. I felt burnt out. And I was just burnt out there. But with one of the best things, I'm probably going to turn this into a photo or something. Well, but no, I was like, dude, I'm burnt out. And he's like, that's fine. But remember that if you're burnt out, it's only because you're on fire. You know what I mean? And that's okay. Nice. So, you know, it's okay to take a break and figure out some different stuff. And I'm not the type of guy who can take a break. So what that album was for me was at the same time, you know, taking a break from what I was doing, which was nice.
Was that a detour from the detours?
It kind of was. And I'm like, this should be the detour. Because I originally made the detour because I was like I was telling you, these songs were never how I saw myself as an artist. I was always like these, like I make serious songs. And then like these are like the ones I do for fun and hype shit. And I was like, so these are kind of a detour from where I'm headed. And like, it became that is like, those are the songs I enjoy making. Like, I'm like, no, actually, that's me. All of this is me. You know what I mean? And now we're about to be into the Detour 4. And it's like 4 albums in. And it's like, it just continues to progress and, you know, be the same, but better, in my opinion.
Is it too early to ask when we can expect it, or is it
for the Detour 4?
Yeah.
It'll be before the end of the year.
I'm ready for that.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you know how like the releases go. It's like you release singles, and then a lot of the singles end up on the album, and then we add. I usually throw like 5 or 6 brand new ones because I'm not just gonna give you an album of songs you've already heard. You know.
I'll take some more Loki.
There's a lot like that people have been waiting on. There's like I wrote a song to the theme from Holes, like during the pandemic, that I never put out because kind of like you were saying, Shia LaBeouf got canceled, and I was like, I can't put it out right now.
Right.
It's a bad look for everybody.
It's a bad time, Bob.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, we'll see. Let's see if this pans out for him, Cotton.
Yeah, exactly, and it did not. So
No.
Years later, I'm like, I feel like Shia is at a point where I could put this out and it's okay. And I also went back and like changed a couple words within there to kind of make it not so like Shia LaBeouf positive, I guess, in a way. But that's fine. There's just a lot of really good. My best rap stuff, I'm pretty sure, is on this album, especially like the Free Verse 6 and a couple of other ones that are just awesome.
It's a bold statement because there's a lot of people that are fans of your music as it is. So
yeah, I think they're going to be very they're going to be happy for sure.
So just so I was telling the guys before you came on while he was still building the question mark box or the question box. I don't think I told you I was talking to backstage at the show the other day. Is I discovered you through Facebook. Like I haven't been, I can't say that I've, followed your career for, since you started. It was within the last few years. And I noticed you would comment on like nerd shit. Like it'd be like comicbook.com posts or Marvel posts. And I would always see this Ekoh person. There was funny stuff. So I was like, okay, that whatever. But it would pop up so much that I finally went to your page. I was like, who is this? I was like, oh, okay, he's a rapper. I was like, whatever. And little by little here and there, cut to actually checking out your page and listening to songs and listening to another song. I was like, dang, this dude's dope. Like it was by accident. Like I was something I maybe would have never heard of you if not for Facebook. Like how much does social media help you reach fans that that wouldn't necessarily have heard of you before, or unless you were like featured on someone else's song?
I mean, I think social media is everything. For better and for worse,
Yeah.
You end up being kind of a slave to whatever the algorithm wants to do and whatever certain things start to turn into. And, there's certain different things. There's like different stuff I try and do on different platforms just to kind of put my personality out there. And, finding out, like, I try and find what can I do that I also enjoy within social media so it doesn't feel like a job. And a lot of that is like those comments that you see. Like I'll just scroll Facebook and be like, is there any what's some funny shit I could say on this post? Do I have a funny take on this thing? I don't like I never will post like a shitty take. Like if there's like a borderline shitty take that's funny, I'll throw that out there. But I'd never show up to shit posts
on people,
or like talk bad about things. But there's like certain things I like to do that, I know show my personality. And it's weird because I first started doing that. I saw like one post and I made a comment on it and it got like, the post had like 1,000 likes and my comment had like 10,000 likes. And I was like, what is happening? And I called Locksmith, who's a really, really dope rapper.
Oh yeah. I'm from the Bay, so I mean, I was talking about it before you came on, but I was like, yo, I was listening to the album, and then I hear this, and I was like, yo, this sounds familiar. This whole flow style sounds familiar. And then at the end, ain't nobody fucking with Lock, and I'm like, that's Locksmith. All right, hold on.
yeah, that's my boy. I'm going out to see him tomorrow to do some stuff for another song we got. But I hit up Lock because we always share secrets with each other. Or it's usually me sharing secrets with people because I'm always just trying to figure out new stuff. I'm like, dude, start commenting on Facebook posts, dude. You know what I mean? I'm like, just do it. Like, if you see something like you're 49ers and shit, like comment on that shit, man. Like, it will do. And then like, a week later, I start seeing like, oh, Joyner Lucas is making comments on that. I'm like, Joyner Lucas ain't on Facebook. Why is this dude, man? I'm like, people start seeing that, like, you know, there's a way to reach people. And sometimes it's not through like directly reaching somebody. Sometimes it's through like just commenting on stuff that's you. And it's like, if you comment on the stuff that you actually like, chances are if somebody who also likes that page checks you out, they might enjoy what they find, you know?
Mm. And it's really cool because you know, when I'm having conversations with you, seeing your comments, like I've heard you say stuff like that. It's not like you said, not a shit take, but like that's just you actually are watching that stuff, or you're invested in that stuff. So like it's not just like, you know, for lack of a better term, for clout. That's what you're into. So seeing that and seeing your shows and stuff like that, it's really cool. Seeing, knowing that that's actually you. It's not just like you said, it's not someone managing your social media where it's like, well, this is the stuff that I'm trying to reach, so I'm gonna let me comment on this type of thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can tell when somebody's having somebody else run all their shit and there's just the voice is just generic and doesn't make any sense. And, you know, I think people can smell fakeness, or they can sense it, and, you know, they care less, you know?
Absolutely.
So do you have, so normally when we do the build, we'll do a bracket. So whatever pop culture thing it is, it's, you know, we'll break it down into, you know, 16, we've done movies, we've done cartoons, artists, whatever. If you had to break, I'm not going to ask you to do 16, but if you had to do like a top, I don't know, a top 8, like taking it back to the MySpace days, do you have a top 8 songs of yours that you like, either like for what they say or like because you enjoy performing them?
Oh man.
And I just push it. You can decrease that to half if you want, but.
Well, I mean, obviously Pickle Rick has to be on there just because of what it has done.
I mean, that thing's everywhere.
Yeah, I never expected that shit to happen at all.
I love me some Pickle Rick, man.
Yeah, and like that song is even funny for the fact that my buddy Jason, who's the other guy in the music video, he was like a photographer for me on one of my tours, and was just doing the Rick voice the entire time we were on tour and just annoying me with it. And I was like, we were just fucking around one day. I was like, I'm gonna put that in a song. He's like, no, you won't. I was like, watch. I don't give a fuck. I think it's funny. You know what I mean? It's like an inside joke between me and a friend of mine that ends up being the name of the song that ends up kind of like driving the entire thing, you know?
Oh, geez, Rick.
Yeah. So Pickle Rick's up there. I think that's a given for sure. Free Verse 3 is up there for me for sure as well.
The best part about that is seeing you perform it and do what you do while you're performing it.
Yeah, that definitely makes it like in the top 8 for sure, just because of how much it's taken on a life of its own, just as far as, you know, the shows and the fans and everybody coming through and wearing Vans and knowing that their shoes are going to get signed and being stoked about it. And that's just really cool. What would else be up there? Goodbye Happiness would be up there for sure.
I definitely enjoy that one. That one gets stuck in my head very easily.
Yeah, that was, I mean, those are the songs that like get written the fastest. That like those 3 songs are some of the like 3 of the fastest songs I've ever written. You know, it's just like kind of ends up being how it is. I think Let Down would be up there for me. Because I mean that was the first big feature I ever had, and it's one of my favorite songs to play live, and I think it's one of my best verses. So I would definitely put that up there. I mean, Dodgery would be up there. I feel bad because I've already talked about a lot of these, but Dodgery I'll put up there. I have so many songs I start to forget. What I mean, it's so hard. It's like picking kids.
Like I said, that's why I said it does not necessarily because your favorite to perform or your whatever, you know, it projects when when it gets played.
Like Butterfly would be up there, and Butterfly would be up there because I remember listening to that song and thinking to myself, how cool must this have been for them to play live because this chord goes off.
Mhm.
And now when I do it, I'm like, yeah, that shit is awesome.
For sure. The way that blew up and just spread like wildfire on social media was insane.
Yeah. Firefly is up there for me.
They kind of have that Blink 182 verse is just going off right now.
Oh, the Blink 182 verse. I mean, that like things like that are fun. I think Fentanyl will probably be up there for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think Fentanyl is one of those songs that like kind of has
Some real shit.
every skill set that I have as far as like songwriting, rapping, singing, yelling type stuff. Like it kind of hits on everything for me.
You can feel the emotion in that song, man.
Yeah. A lot of those, man. Endgame would definitely be up there for me because of the impact I've seen Endgame have on people. Like that, the impact it kind of had on the culture and just in my sphere of the world and the kind of doors it opened and the kind of friendships and connections I've made just through that song. And also that beat is so underrated. Like what all the Sauce did with that theme song to me is insane that he was able to do that. And I think it's awesome. So that's definitely up there. And yeah, I think that's probably 8. Did I say 8?
I will call it.
Yeah.
Call it 8.
Hearing the Repulsors in that song is, I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, whoa, I was like, oh, you can do that? I was like, oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, there was a lot to that. Like, I originally wrote that song because it was before Endgame came out. And I remember watching a YouTube video that was like, okay, the entire MCU up until now, so you can like catch yourself up. You know, when those videos were there, like right before you went to see it, I was like, what if I can make a song for people? Like, I'll catch you up. You could listen to this shit on the way to the movie theater. You know what I mean? And just like catch yourself up on all the way up to MCU before you get there. And I started writing it. I got like halfway through and I was like, this is whack. Like, this sounds like I'm just like reading the back of a DVD or a Wikipedia or some shit. Like, it just wasn't cool. It wasn't fun. It was just very informative. And I was like, I'm either just going to have fun with this or this song is going to get scrapped. So I was like, I'm just going to have fun with it and make as many fun references as I can do and try and like rap my ass off on this beat. And then it ended up being what it was. And to me, was smart. It has more of a life now than it would have if it was just doing that, you know, the MCU up until that point. So it was kind of lucky that it happened that way.
Where did I know we got to get you out of here soon, so I got 2 more questions for you. Where did the performing that acapella decision come into play? Was that always the thing, or I mean, when you start off the song, or is that just a natural thing, or how did that come about? Because I got to tell you, it's dope.
When I was opening, like if I would open for somebody like Ritz, when I would go on tour with Ritz for the first time, I was like, I don't know if I should do this comic book song. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's the right audience. If this shit's going to hit, or people are just going to look at me like, what the fuck? So I wouldn't put it in the set. And then I'd have people at the show just being like, fucking play Endgame. And I'd be like, I don't have it. You know what I mean? Because I didn't even have a DJ then. I would just put my
Cody wasn't there.
On it. You know, I would just play it myself from the computer. And so I started doing it a cappella. And people were just going off and loved it. So I was like, I feel like this hits a little more when it's a cappella. It's a little more fun. It has like a moment, you know?
Oh,
and I used to just only do the first half a cappella, but we started a lot of times we'll bring in the second half after.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you mentioned you talked about Lost Boys. And I didn't want to interrupt you, but I just wanted to tell you that having Feldman in the video, that's a good investment. And
it was definitely an investment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned your Photoshop stuff. So you recently went to a convention for the first time as a guest of someone that people have seen a lot of Photoshop work from. Can you tell us about that a little bit? Your first time there?
Yeah, man. Speaking of Endgame, I think Boss Boss Logic had started following me a little bit before I dropped Endgame. And I remember when I did Endgame, I sent him, I was like, yo, check this shit out, dude. And a big reason that blew up is because he posted it.
Yeah,
And,
I might have been around the same time where I actually really started looking into your music because I was following him as well. So
yeah, he posted it. I think like there was a bunch of crazy, like Ryan Reynolds liked his post, and I can't remember the dude that plays Shazam. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Phil knows. They met him.
No. Yeah, no, we I'm forgetting his name right now too. James, you're in the chat. Fucking chime out, man. Come on.
God, why can't I remember his name? But him, and yeah, a bunch of people. So he like blew that song up, and I was like, man, this is crazy. So we would just always like message back and forth and whatnot. And he does a lot of like songwriting or just like writing outside of just his visual stuff. And he'd hit me up about wanting to do a song about supervillains, and I was like, yo. Right after that, I started writing Suicide Squad a little bit after that, and I sent him the beat and I sent him my verse, and I was like, yo, do you have any ideas? Throw me a second verse. And yeah, he wrote almost a big portion of that second verse was stuff that he wrote.
Oh wow.
I took and like restructured it into the structure of the song. And yeah, we just always maintained kind of like a friendship online. And when he's been in the States for a few months and hit me up when I was in LA. So we like met in person, hung out for a little bit, and then he was staying in Vegas for a couple months. And so we hung out a few times out here. And yeah, he was just like, dude, you want to come to Comic-Con? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to come to Comic-Con.
Right.
So he's like, come to New York, stay with me. You can roll with us. I was like, sick. I'm not going to turn down a free trip to Comic-Con. I don't care if my show ends and I have to hop on the midnight flight. I'm going to make it happen.
It was very much Elvis has left the building a moment when you got off stage and like, hey, where'd Ekoh go? Oh, he's gone. He's on the bus.
Yeah, I felt bad because I usually hang out after the shows and stuff. And, you know, that was what, but it was like, dude, I need to do something for me, man. I've been on the road for 3 weeks worrying about everybody else. I need to hop on this flight and go have some fun.
And I know you got to get out of here, but you're on the road again pretty soon, correct? Other than just the album coming out before the end of the year?
Yeah, me and Webby go on tour. Starts on Halloween in Minneapolis. I think we play like Milwaukee, Iowa City, Fargo, North Dakota, Chicago.
I saw that post, man. That shit had me cracking up. And they were like, yo, we didn't know Ekoh was coming with us. And he's like, yo, I'm here.
For which one?
There was a post that somebody posted, like one of them was like,
oh yeah, that was
Ekoh was coming with us. And you're like, yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm here for the fucking
yeah.
That shit had me
second is that, and then I have an Australian tour happening later in the year. So
that's dope. And Zachary Levi, by the way, was the name of the report.
There it is. Goddamn. Thank you. Whoever fact checked that.
Oh, I had to look it up. I Googled it.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for fact checking it.
So you got to get out of here. Do you not?
I do.
Or are you okay? It was.
I mean, if you have a couple more questions, I can stick around for a few more.
For a few more, you got anything, Phil? I mean, I got everything I wanted to. I don't want to keep you from Utah. I'm sure you're gonna relax after being in the desert. So.
Oh no, I got work to do.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, just in case, where can everyone find you? Whether it be YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever.
Everything is at Ekoh Music. It's real easy. No matter what platform you're on, where you're at, it's just at Ekoh Music.
I was gonna say I may need to go dig through the old crates back in my old producer days. Because I don't know if you ever want to do a Lost Boys 2, but I got a beat I did a while back to Cry Little Sister.
Nice. That's really dope.
That's unused, and I'm like, hey, I think you might kill it, man. So
trying to get the saxophone solo in that shit too, you know.
Oh, I got a whole bunch of stuff in there. I'll shoot an email to you, man.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, because if definitely again. I'm not a producer anymore. I haven't been in the studio in God, man. I haven't been in the studio in almost 12 years.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. But you know, I've got a whole bunch of unused beats and stuff that from back when I was a producer. And I mean, you know, if you want to take some of them off my hands, by all means, man.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Let me know.
Yeah. I'll shoot you an email with them.
Is any of your music self-produced?
Is any of my music? It's mostly co-produced.
Okay.
So,
well, man, you go handle your business. We appreciate you coming on and taking time out for us. It was amazing.
I really appreciate you guys having me on. Sorry it took so long, man.
It's not like you're not doing anything, so.
No, but I really appreciate the support and I appreciate you having me on. And it's great it was a great conversation. It was awesome. So thank you guys.
Hell yeah, man. If you're ever bored and you want to come on, by all means, man, you're welcome to ever come back on the show again.
Oh, I will definitely keep that in mind. Thank you guys.
Happy to promote the album once it's coming out for sure.
Oh hell yeah! No, you already know we're gonna be posting it all over our social.
Yeah,
let's go.
So it's all like right. Like we're gonna make sure that hey, friend of the show Ekoh's on here. Let's get on this shit right now, son. Let's go.
Trust me, you guys will be happy. There's some good lines in there. There's some stuff I'm super proud of in those ones. So I'm excited for you guys to.
Looking forward to it. You have a great night, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you guys.
All
See you later.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that was
dope, man.
Ekoh.
Oh God. All right.
And thank you, Heart Hop Gang, for joining us in the chat and watching along with us. Appreciate it.
Hey, Heart Hop Gang, if you're still around, right? If you guys stick around for a second, I'm actually pulling out my iPad. Just so you guys can, you guys are gonna be the first ones to hear this beat. So I'm gonna see. I should have it on this iPad. Let me see if I got it real quick here. But that way you guys can actually hear.
Man, that was super fun.
Oh yeah.
Not a fan anymore. I'm not gonna lie. I was nervous as heck to just as a thought that it was actually happening, because I know we had talked about it and it wasn't like we just did this overnight, but leading up to it and not sure if it was gonna work out. And I go on vacation tomorrow night, so I was like, when we got the confirmation, I'm like, oh, this shit is real now. Like, it's not just like I'm face to face. It's like we're talking about him. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't mess this up.
Because we were all nervous up until like this morning when we got a confirmation email, and we were just like, damn, man, like I don't know, I'm gonna start sending stuff, and I was just like, oh man, I hope he hops on.
It was 11th hour stuff. I told Philippe earlier, I was like, if he's not on, I'll get a picture of my tattoo and it'll be my background. And then it'll be like Ekoh's on the show, even if he can't be on the show. But man, it was awesome having him actually on.
Yeah. He ends up shooting me an email, or he's shooting us the email, and he sends me a text, super excited. I'm like, yo, no, we're doing this. Let's go. I found the beat, by the way. So hold on, let me turn this up a little
bit.
Let's hear it. Right here. It'll play. There it goes. This is back from my production days.
Man, I'm gonna go. I need to go watch that movie again.
Right.
It's actually me playing the bass in the background too.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Nice. Man, that was a ton of fun. I'm still like on a cloud from that one.
Podcasters high.
For sure.
Podcasters high right now.
And just to be clear, I have fun every time I come on with you guys. So it's not just that, but that's like next level right there.
Oh, for sure.
I'm feeling it though, Philippe. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, this was back in 2010, 2011 when I made this. No, it was like 2009. So, I mean, it probably needs to be remastered. But, like,
No, it's up. I like it.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go watch that movie again. So, apart...
Now that I'm, like, in in my own shit and finding my old beats.
A little searching.
I always used to love my sample work. Keep in mind, this is all from like 2012, man. So it's,
Dope. I'm feeling this one. This is dope.
it's all old beats, man.
How many bags did you get through, Philippe?
This is bag 9 I'm finishing up on right now.
You were on 7?
Yeah, so this is I got through 3 bags.
Very nice, very nice. Hey, we're under 2 hours. Look at that. Yeah, I'm feeling this. I like this.
You know what would be funny is if Facebook Live
Took you down because of the song?
took us down for these songs, and these are I get they're sampled, but I mean they're original beats, so it's like
Well, you just got YouTube and Twitch.
you guys want to hear me rapping?
Uh-oh. I mean, we're going to anyway.
Where's it at?
Yo, Anonymous. What's good, man? Yo, when's the last time you jumped in the booth, my nigga?
It's been a minute.
Yo, speak your mind. I got you.
My girl asked me how I conjugate lines. I told her my mind can only process and rhyme. My only ally is time. Hip hop takes me to another cloud like 9. With my senses ruled by emotion, the rest of me is blind. Thoughts of metaphors and sweet dreams and similes. Wounds to my arms fluidly, while I bleed. Record skips a beat, heart pumps through my chest. Feel the rhythm in my feet. Peace to Dilla, I'm blessed. The rest, a fantastic voyage to the end of my hole. I watch my thoughts progress and my visions get old. My voice speaks out. It says for the youth to be bold, cause the knowledge is worth more than the jewels and the gold. Won't get into my cards, but please believe I won't fold. Living out my fantasies, reality is still cold. Journey into my venture to the unknown, the devil's home. God's light showing through to my soul. Speak your mind.
The sun's rising on my ghetto estate. Feeling warmth on my face starts my mental escape. Put the wind to my back while light.
So this is the dude I used to produce. Actually, Ray, he might be familiar to you. He's the dude that spoke at my wedding.
Oh, bro?
Yeah, Sean.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yes. I remember him talking about how you guys work together. Yeah. I do remember
Yeah,
that.
so this is one of our old songs together.
Absolutely.
As the mic grabs my voice, JR mastered the track. The Love Jones is complete, the formulation is crack. Calm, rebellious, abstract, courageous. The K is, we'll just
Save that for the haters.
You want to be famous, just continue with your hate and cross that line, get me pissed. I hope you make.
But see, I produced all these tracks, so like that was like one of my big things was making sure that we wrote the beat the right way and everything like that. Like this is being a producer, But he needed somebody to feature on the track, and we were in the studio. I wrote that verse in the studio.
Dang.
Nice.
So that's
You said like 12 years ago?
it's like this that was probably like 2008.
Is he still making music or no?
Nah, he don't even make music anymore. And we've been talking. Me and him have been talking about like, hey, potentially getting back in the studio and start making music again.
Nice.
And it's like, I think about it all the time. Like, do I want to start getting back into music? Do I want to start producing again? Hell, do I even want to start rapping again? Like, is it something that I want to do? You know, it's funny is every time I show people that track, the Speak Your Mind, like everybody like mouth is dropping. Like, that's you? I didn't know you could rap like that. Like, I mean, whatever. I thought you guys had MC Hammer on the show. No way. Awesome. I am a DJ as well, man. I got heavy into DJing for the longest, man, and that was my thing. I had more of a presence in North Carolina than I had ever had out here.
Come on and raise up.
Silver North Carolina, come on and raise up. Take his shirt off. Let's around your head.
Not everybody will get that reference, I'm thinking.
Because we're old as shit. That's why.
Yeah, no kidding. I know.
I was gonna say,
who am I, DJ Anonymous motherfucker?
Who am I, Petey Pie motherfucker?
So you, it was mainly when you were out in the military. You were doing your DJ stuff.
I DJ'd mostly when I was in the military.
Okay.
I did the rap thing before I joined the army.
Okay. And were you weren't wearing a mask? Were you weren't a DJ that wore a mask? Did you?
Not when I was rapping.
No, I say when you were DJing.
When I was DJing, I wore a mask. Yeah, so I wore a mask because I went by DJ Anonymous, which is actually like where, you know, when you see that handle everywhere, like Anonymous for me, that's where all that came from, was when I was a DJ.
Were you wearing the and forgive me for not using the actual person's name, the V from Fernetta mask? Was that what you were wearing?
No, my regular mask that I wore was a candy mask, and it was the Cheshire Cat.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would rock the Cheshire Cat mask, and then I tried to wear a different mask at every show.
Okay.
So that way, because you know the persona was that, you know, like, you don't know who I am, so DJ Anonymous, right? I had different masks that I would wear throughout the show, and then of course, like after I was done mixing and whatnot, take everything off because nobody knew who I was.
Was Deadpool one of them? Please tell me Deadpool was one of them.
I did do a show with the Deadpool mask.
Nice.
Yeah, and this was before Deadpool was popular at all, right? Like, it was just like, you know, when I was like a Deadpool nerd before people knew who Deadpool was.
I knew Deadpool before you did.
I mean, I'm a straight up nerd about it. Like, I will tell people straight up, like, you know, I liked Deadpool before it was cool to like Deadpool.
I respect that.
You know, so yeah, I did the whole Deadpool thing. I mixed in. I DJ'd an entire show with a Deadpool mask on. There's pictures of it that I posted. I'll post it in the Discord so that people can see it if they go into the Discord.
Copy that. I'm still getting my feet wet on that thing too. So
yeah.
So Squints, how are you doing, man?
Good. Been super busy just with work and
heard that
music and lining up more podcast episodes and all that. So
very cool. I'm kind of the jerk here. My vacation starts tomorrow, so all week. Today's my Friday, so all week I've been so messed about what day it is. So I keep telling, "Oh, hey, have a good weekend." Like, I work tomorrow. Like, oh, whoops. So,
yeah.
So like, so what's
it's my weekend starting tonight. So
perfect. So what's your weekend looking like?
So tomorrow I am helping my mom out with some stuff. We've got to get my nephew has a trunk or treat this next week. So I told him I'd build game and for our car and stuff like that, and come and like help him and stuff like that.
Nice.
So then working on music. Then Saturday, Tamara and I are up at a leadership conference in Broomfield all day. Bunch of different speakers that we've wanted to hear for a while and stuff like that. And then Sunday, I think we're just gonna chill. We may just go get brunch and stuff like that, and like hang out and
Sunday.
Watch
football.
Sunday. Yeah.
I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, I'll probably work on some more music and stuff. So
Very cool.
All right, so I've got this part done right real quick. I'm going to show you guys what.
oh wow,
That part, that
Thank
part, that part, that part.
So check this out.
that's sweet.
That
So
is very cool.
you've got the whole Bowser thing on the bottom right there,
Right.
and it goes under it that folds on top of it. It's the castle, and if you notice, Mario's on the front right there.
Yeah.
Princess Peach back here.
Okay, yeah.
And
Yep.
then when you open it, it's got the world selector from.
Oh, nice.
That's dope.
So you can select the worlds. What's cool is there's like little QR code things in different places on here.
Like
so if I go grab the Mario, which I'm not going to do right now, but if you grab the Mario and you put him on there, it'll probably he interacts with the world. And there's like a little Bowser one down here too. But like he interacts with the world, so in that way you can go, oh yeah, you know, like if I put him on there, he'll react to it and be like, you know, he'll probably make like Bowser noises, or he'll like make some "Let's go," you know, something like that, and do like some noise.
Me Mario.
It's me, Mario. You know, fuck it, I'm gonna grab him. Hold on, he's sitting right there.
Funny story about that me Mario voice. I posted a picture of me as Mario from LA Comic Con a few years back, and I was doing that same voice, and there was a guy in there. He's like, "Well, that's really offensive," and I said, "Have you never seen the video game?" Yeah, but you can't do that. I'm like, "Oh, you're in for a rough life, buddy." He was like trying to make a big thing. I was like, "Don't go, don't." I mean, come on, man. And that's literally Mario's voice.
That sick.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny. Have you guys heard of Just Kidding News?
It sounds familiar.
I don't think I have.
So it's a.
I got to connect him to my phone. All right.
It's they have a YouTube channel and stuff like that. Guy's name is Bart Kwan. He also runs a company called Barbell Brigade, and it's a gym down in LA. But him and another friend that are he's a comic, started this Just Kidding News channel, and they had this guy that's the voice, the current voice of Bugs Bunny.
Oh yeah.
And like, it was funny hearing him talk as Bugs Bunny, like this shorter, kind of heavier set Asian guy, and I'm like, that's coming out of you?
Well, just like when I do, whenever I do Mickey Mouse, like people aren't like really expecting that,
right?
I think I just killed Mario by accident.
You know how many more?
You hear him? You guys can't hear him? It's probably like way too low.
Probably.
There it is.
Oh, there you
go. That's cool. I like that.
And then so like if I stand him on stuff, like usually if you stand him on certain colors, he'll make like different noises. So like right, if I put him on the red, and now he's on the green, and his whole chest like lights up in green. I have him on the yellow. He's like standing on sand.
Oh, that's dope.
Nice.
So all that goes on the inside, though, right?
Yeah. So like again, if I put him on here, it says I need to connect to the Bluetooth, and that probably makes it so that he can do different things. Like you can see, like his eyes like light up.
That's dope. Yeah.
Sweet.
Right.
That's cool.
Way more to it than I expected, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Geo. That's
but he's pretty dope. I actually like
Yeah, Darren, I'm friends with some of the other people from Just Kidding, so that's why I watch them every once in a while.
Bye bye.
I'll see you later. Let's go. I like that when you turn him on, he goes, Lego Mario time. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, no, I got through a whole bunch of stuff here. I got the top portion here. So next week, I could probably finish this next week. And next week we have on another guest. I don't know if you guys are into horror, not whores, but horror.
Yes,
Both and yes.
Yeah. So next week, our guest is actually Lord Bloodraw. Lord Bloodraw, he has a nationally syndicated show. And he it's basically like, you know, one of those horror shows where, like, you know, he shows a horror movie and he's like the host.
okay,
Yeah. So he's our guest for next week.
sweet.
I mean, are we talking about like kind of like, is it like Mystery Science Theater or like more like Crypt Keeper for Before Tales of the Crypt?
More like Crypt Keeper.
Okay.
Yeah, he's more like the Crypt Keeper.
Okay. Joe Bob Briggs.
Yeah. And he talks about like his influences and stuff like that and whatnot.
Okay.
He's pretty dope, man.
Nice.
We interviewed him at Powerhouse Comic-Con last year. And yeah, I knew when I talked to him again, I was like, you know, what I want to do is bring him on specifically for a Halloween episode.
Okay.
You know, and he agreed, and he's coming next week, and it's going to be a great time, man.
Nice. I won't be able to join because I will be traveling, but I will definitely look forward to seeing when I can check in.
Darren said, I saw that guy at Powerhouse. I thought he was a cosplayer until James told me.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, and Ray, I was looking at the chat, and definitely I'm probably going to cut this down and put that interview as a special episode.
Yeah.
So I might actually make it an appendix episode.
All right.
Actually, let me switch cameras real quick so we can do the sign off and everything.
Switch camera.
I'm going to switch the cameras. Let's go.
I agreed. Whores, yes.
and then you just change it up and go, let's go. Right
there, he is.
Oh, baby, let's go. So ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't around for this interview with Ekoh, you missed out, because the interview was great, man. He gave us a lot of insight, told us a lot about his career and everything like that. Again, I feel like this is something that should definitely be an episode, so I'm gonna edit it down. Hopefully by the weekend we'll have it out for you guys to be able to listen to on the podcast as well.
Oh yeah. Don't box yourself in though.
No. Well, I mean, you know, I just got to cut out all our dumb stuff and
our idiocy.
Well, everything I said.
Yeah, it's just pretty much everything you said. We're cutting all that out.
It'll just be him talking to himself. Yeah.
I mean,
me too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, just kind of edit it down so that way it's really just the brass tacks. It's the interview itself, and you know, have a little bit of fun with that. So guys, everybody that stuck around and was here, again, we really highly appreciate all of you guys. We love everybody that there's a Mario tournament in San Jose State today. Nice. But you know, we highly appreciate everybody. You know, again, Ray, I appreciate you. Squints, I appreciate you. You guys rock, and you guys
I love you too, man.
You guys help me out when I need it. So I love you guys both. Now, before we sign off here, of course, what I want to do here is just let everybody know one thing.
What's
and that
that?
thing is, we got merch, people. Burr, 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 burr. We got merch, people. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in Distance Nerding merch, we got all kinds of stuff. You see the Distance Nerding hats. Neither of us are wearing Distance Nerding shirts, but we also have Distance Nerding shirts. Now, our Distance Nerding shirts are $20 a shirt, 25 if we have to ship it to you. But I will get those to you. Now, the hats are $35 each. If you buy a single hat, if you want to get multiple hats, they are $30 per hat if you get multiple hats. Again, we have Baller Black, like you see right here, or the one that gray that Ray is wearing right now, the Galaxy Gray. With all that right there, oh, is he rocking the DN? Oh no. But yeah, so we've got our merch right there. You just let us know, hit us up on your social media of choice. Of course, now the easiest one to hit us up on is, now that we have a Discord, hit us up on Discord and we will get you hooked up with all the merchy goodness. Hey, if you want stickers, I give away stickers for free. All you got to do is let me know where I need to send them to, and we will send you a sticker pack. Matter of fact, I need to hit up Ekoh on social media and be like, hey, I need a good shipping address because I'm gonna ship him a bunch of stuff.
Nice. I did get him the shirt last year, but to be fair, I don't know if he still has it. But I did get him a shirt last year at a show in LA.
Yeah, I mean,
shirt. What's going on right now?
I was reading what Setting the Stage said. He goes, I think next time you got to whisper, we got merch, people. But he said an aggressive merch, so the aggressive whisper. So we got merch, people.
What?
You know what? We are on MySpace, and you're acting like Discord is old, dude. Discord is like the hotness right now. Okay,
dude. Farmers Only is the place to be.
Farmers Only is where we get the majority of all of our fan base. So if you are on farmersonly.com, find us there. We will get you all that, and of course, we're on OnlyFans. It's only pictures of birds' feet. Now, guys, before I bring out all of our stuff, any projects you guys are working on, anything that you guys going on, I need your pluggables. Tell me all of your pluggables, where people can find you, and what things that you're doing. So Raider Ray, go ahead, get in on it. Or not.
Raider Ray everywhere. Raider Ray. Ooh, look at that. Drop the cup.
Whoa.
Raider Ray. It was empty. Raider Ray anywhere. Facebook. What's that thing called? Instagram. Standing for Ekoh. I didn't have the heart to tell my original plan when I got the Heart Hop Gang tattoo. I was gonna get the artist to get a stencil to put it all over my neck right here, and then just hashtag it Standing for Ekoh. The artist did not get the reference at all. So I was like, never mind, maybe we shouldn't do it.
That's pretty funny. He's probably like,
Raider Ray Holopus.
He's like, I don't understand what I'm tattooing on your forearm.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
it's a Van shoe with Heart Hop Gang. I mean, come on, man. It's
direct reference to the Free Verse 3 song that we're talking about. So I don't, just in case, I put it in the chat, but he was talking about his Free Verse 3. It's talking about F a pair of Yeezys. I'm just rolling on my Vans, and so while he's performing that song on stage, he asked people beforehand to throw on their shoes up on stage, and he will autograph people's shoes while he sings that song. So if someone holds him, he autographs, and he's rapping the whole song the whole time. That's pretty dope.
All right. And then, of course, Squints, go ahead and let everybody know where to find you and what you got going on. What are all your pluggables, man?
All right. You can find me on Instagram, Cuts and Chaos Pod. Working on that. Got new music probably releasing sometime next year. But might be releasing a single before the end of the year.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
And
I will definitely promote that once you have the info out.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
All right. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, you know me. If you're watching this show, you know who I am. If you're watching the show for the first time, you don't know who I am. I am the host of Distance Nerding. Well, I'm the co-host of Distance Nerding because John Mez 5000 doesn't do the Thursday shows. But, ladies and gentlemen, I am Young Phil. You can find us on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook Live, which the majority of you are now on YouTube. But you can find us all at those places. Remember, guys, we do 2 shows a week. We got the build on Tuesdays from 6:30 to 8:30. I'm sorry. The build is on Thursdays. The show you're watching right now.
What?
Yeah.
What?
The build is on Thursdays from 6 to 8. The show you are watching right now, where I build Lego, we interview celebrities, and we have a whole bunch of fun, because why the hell not? And then, of course, on Tuesdays, we've got the download from 7:30 to 9:30 and beyond. We've been pretty good about ending the show on time on Tuesdays lately, but sometimes we do run long. But the download is where we talk about the news, rumors. We talk about reviews. Exactly. We break down your favorite shows. It's a whole bunch of fun. And then, of course, on Mondays, normally from 12 to 4, you can catch me on Twitch playing video games. Right now, I'm going through Cyberpunk 2077. Actually, you know what? This Monday, as much as I don't want to take a break from Cyberpunk 2077, I may have to stream Gotham Knights, because that comes out tomorrow. Right. So that might be something that I might have to do right there.
What?
The Discord link is, and I'm just saying right here. So, Garland, it's not in our Discord, but it is currently on the top of our Facebook, and also I've been posting it on Instagram. But I'll send you a link, man. No worries. So that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us. On that note, it's time for the dance party. So go ahead and grab your toys. Let's go ahead and do this. It's time to dance it up. Glasses. Oh my God, we can see you better. Wow.
Distance nerding.
Bro. Yeah, the backwards hat was not on purpose.
I don't even know who you are.
It's a me, Ray the Ray.
Me, Mario.